Hello and good morning, friends. From the moment we learn to walk, we are taught to compare. Who walks faster? Who reaches first? Who succeeds earlier? Slowly, without realizing it, we begin to believe that life is a race. That if we are not keeping up, we are failing. But life was never meant to be measured by comparison. It was meant to be understood through experience. Your journey is only yours. No one else carries your past. No one else feels your fears. No one else understands the weight of your silent battles. And yet, we constantly measure ourselves against paths we were never meant to walk. We look at others and feel behind. We look at timelines and feel late. We look at success stories and forget the unseen struggles behind them. But every journey begins from a different place. Some people start with support. Some start with clarity. Some start with clarity. Some start with confusion. It is unfair to expect the same pace from different beginnings. Your journey is shaped by moments no one applauded, the quiet endurance, the private healing, the strength it took just to stand again when life pushed you down. These moments may not look impressive to the world, but they matter deeply. Life does not ask you to arrive quickly. It asks you to arrive honestly. There will be times when your journey feels slow, times when progress is invisible and effort feels unrecognized. In those moments, remember this growth is not always loud. Some of the most powerful transformations happen quietly, deep within us. Healing has its own timeline. Learning has its own rhythm. Becoming yourself has its own pace. Do not rush it. Your journey will not look like anyone else's, because it is teaching you lessons meant specifically for you. The struggles you face are not punishments, they are preparations. They are shaping your strength, your empathy, and your perspective. There will be moments when you question yourself, when you wonder if you are doing enough, moving fast enough, becoming good enough. In those moments, be gentle with yourself. You are not late. You are becoming. Some people bloom early, some bloom later, and some bloom many times in different ways. All are valid. Stop asking why your journey is harder. Start asking what it is teaching you. Comparison steals the joy of becoming. It makes us doubt paths that are already meaningful. When we stop comparing, we reclaim our peace. We begin to see that our journey, with all its twists and pauses, is not broken. It is intentional. Your journey includes rest. It includes detours. It includes moments of standing still. Standing still does not mean failing. Sometimes it means gathering strength. Trust the pauses. Trust the delays. Trust the process. You do not owe the world speed. You owe yourself honesty. One day, when you look back, you will not measure your life by how quickly you reach somewhere. You will measure it by how deeply you lived, how courageously you continued, and how faithfully you stayed true to yourself. Your journey may not be understood by everyone. It does not need to be. It only needs to be lived fully, patiently, and authentically. Because in the end, success is not arriving where others are. It is arriving at yourself. And that journey is, and always will be, only yours. Life is not a race. And comparison distorts our self-worth from an early age. We are taught to measure ourselves against others. Who learns faster? Who achieves earlier? Who moves ahead more quickly? Without realizing it, comparison becomes a habit, and slowly it becomes a burden. We begin to believe that if we are not keeping up with others, something must be wrong with us. But life was never designed as a race, and we were never meant to run on the same track. Comparison steals perspective. It makes us forget where we started. It makes us ignore what we have survived. It makes us overlook how far we have already come. When we compare our journey to someone else's, we are comparing different stories, different struggles, and different starting points. What looks like success from the outside often hides years of unseen effort, support, or sacrifice. And what looks like slowness in our own life often hides deep healing and growth. Life unfolds at different speeds for different people. Some people run early, some walk slowly, some stop to recover, and all of these are valid. Comparison convinces us that speed equals worth. But worth is not measured by how quickly we arrive somewhere. It is measured by how honestly we live while getting there. A fast journey without meaning is emptier than a slow journey filled with self-understanding. When we compare, we rush ourselves unnecessarily. We pressure ourselves to achieve before we are ready. We judge our progress harshly. We silence our intuition just to keep up. And in doing so, we disconnect from our own needs. Comparison also turns inspiration into insecurity. Instead of learning from others, we feel threatened by their success. Instead of celebrating growth, we feel diminished by it. This constant measuring drains our joy and weakens our confidence. But when we stop comparing, something powerful happens. We return to our own path. We begin to listen to our inner rhythm instead of external noise. We start making choices that align with who we are, not who we think we should be. Progress feels lighter. Growth feels more authentic. Life does not ask us to arrive first. It asks us to arrive true. Releasing comparison does not mean we stop caring or striving. It means we stop harming ourselves with unrealistic timelines and borrowed expectations. It means we trust that our pace is appropriate for our lessons. Every journey has seasons. A season of movement, a season of waiting, a season of rebuilding. Comparing one season of your life to another person's highlight is unfair to your growth. When we let go of comparison, self-worth becomes internal. We stop needing external validation to feel enough. We understand that our value does not rise or fall based on someone else's success. Your journey is not behind, it is unfolding. And when you finally understand this, the pressure lifts, the race ends, and life becomes less about keeping up and more about becoming. Because you were never meant to compete, you were meant to be. Every journey begins from a different place. No two lives begin at the same point. No two people start with the same resources, the same support, or the same circumstances. Yet, we often expect ourselves to reach the same destinations at the same time. This expectation is unfair and deeply unkind. Every journey begins from a different place. Some people begin with encouragement. Some begin with responsibility. Some begin with opportunity. And some begin with survival. The starting point matters more than we realize. When we look at someone else's progress without understanding their beginning, we judge ourselves harshly. We forget that ease and struggle shape pace. We forget that some people spend years simply learning how to stand again before they can move forward. Your beginning may have been heavy. It may have been uncertain. It may have required strength just to endure. That strength counts. Life does not offer equal beginnings, but it offers meaningful journeys to everyone. The challenges you faced early on may have delayed your movement, but they also deepened your resilience. They taught you patience, empathy, and awareness, qualities that cannot be rushed or borrowed. When we ignore our starting point, we dismiss our courage. We tell ourselves we should be further ahead, without acknowledging how much we had to overcome just to reach where we are. We minimize our progress because we measure it against someone else's timeline instead of our own reality. But progress is personal. Taking one step after trauma can require more courage than running freely without fear. Healing from loss can take longer than achieving success. And that does not make it less valuable. Different beginnings require different journeys. Some people learn confidence early. Some learn resilience first. Some learn self-worth later. All lessons arrive in their own time. Understanding your beginning allows you to treat yourself with compassion. It allows you to stop rushing what needs patience and stop judging what needs understanding. When you honor where you started, you honor how far you have come. Your journey may look slower because it is deeper. It may look different because it is intentional. It may look uncertain because it is teaching you trust. And that is not a weakness. We often admire people who appear strong, forgetting that strength is often built through hardship. What you survived before you even began moving forward is part of your journey, not a delay to it. Your beginning shaped your pace. Your pace shapes your growth. Your growth shapes your purpose. When you accept that your journey started where it had to, you stop fighting yourself. You stop wishing your past were different and start using it as a foundation instead of a burden. Life does not reward identical journeys. It honors honest ones. So stop apologizing for where you began. Stop explaining your pace. Stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. Your beginning was not a disadvantage. It was a preparation. And the journey that grows from it is uniquely and powerfully yours. Growth and healing happen quietly and cannot be rushed. We often expect growth to be visible. We look for signs. We wait for proof. But real growth rarely announces itself. Some of the most important changes in our lives happen silently, away from attention and applause. Healing does not always look like progress from the outside, yet it is often the most powerful work happening within us. Growth is not loud. It is patient. We live in a world that values quick results and instant transformation. We are encouraged to move on, to get over pain, to bounce back quickly. But healing does not follow deadlines. It follows honesty. Some wounds require time simply to be acknowledged. Some losses require time to be understood. Some versions of ourselves require time to be gently released. Rushing healing does not make it faster. It makes it fragile. When we force ourselves to move forward before we are ready, we carry unhealed pain into the next chapter. It shows up in our reactions, our relationships, and our self-talk. Time does not erase pain. Awareness and patience do. Growth happens in moments no one sees. In the decision to try again after failure. In the courage to sit with discomfort. In the willingness to unlearn patterns that once protected us, but no longer serve us. These moments do not earn applause, but they build strength. Healing also requires permission. Permission to feel without judgment, to rest without guilt, and to progress without comparison. When we deny ourselves this permission, we delay growth by fighting the very process meant to help us. Your pace is not a weakness. It is a necessity. Some people heal through movement. Some heal through stillness. Some heal through expression. Some heal through silence. All are valid. When we stop rushing our growth, we begin to trust ourselves again. We stop measuring progress by speed and start measuring it by honesty. We understand that even standing still can be part of moving forward. Quiet growth lasts longer. It creates foundations instead of shortcuts. It builds understanding instead of performance. It changes us from the inside out. There will be times when it feels like nothing is happening, when days pass without visible improvement. In those moments, remember this growth is not always something you see. It is something you become. Healing reshapes your relationship with yourself. It teaches self-compassion. It deepens empathy. It strengthens boundaries. And these changes may not look impressive, but they change everything. Do not rush what is rebuilding you. Do not judge what is still healing. Do not abandon yourself because the world is impatient. Your journey is not late. It is deliberate. And when growth finally becomes visible, it will be rooted, stable, and real because you allowed it the time it needed. Struggles are not punishments but preparations. When life becomes difficult, our first instinct is to ask, why me? Why this pain? Why this delay? Why this struggle? We often see hardship as a sign that something has gone wrong. But with time and understanding, we begin to realize a deeper truth. Many struggles are not meant to stop us. They are meant to shape us. Struggles are not punishments. They are preparations. Every challenge carries a lesson, even when it does not feel fair or gentle. The moments that test us are often the moments that quietly prepare us for responsibilities, strength, and wisdom we do not yet see. Life does not prepare us with comfort. It prepares us with experience. Struggles teach us resilience before we know we will need it. They teach us patience before life demands it. They teach us empathy so we can understand pain in others, not just our own. These lessons are rarely learned in ease. Pain introduces us to parts of ourselves we might never meet otherwise. The part that endures, the part that adapts, the part that keeps going even when hope feels distant. If life only gave us smooth roads, we would never learn how strong our steps truly are. Preparation often feels like delay. We wonder why things are taking so long, why progress feels slow, why doors seem closed. But sometimes doors remain closed because we are still becoming the person who can walk through them with wisdom instead of fear. What feels like a setback may be protection. What feels like a loss may be redirection. What feels like struggle may be strengthening. Struggles strip away illusions. They teach us what truly matters and what does not. They remove what is superficial and reveal what is essential. When life becomes difficult, priorities become clear. Ego softens, gratitude deepens. Preparation is rarely comfortable. It asks us to face ourselves honestly. It asks us to unlearn habits that no longer serve us. It asks us to grow beyond versions of ourselves that felt familiar but limiting. Many of the qualities we admire in others, humility, wisdom, courage, compassion, are almost always forged in struggle. They are not given freely. They are earned quietly. Your struggle is not evidence of failure. It is evidence of transformation. You are being prepared for understanding you do not yet have, for strength you have not yet needed, for purpose you have not yet fully stepped into. When we see struggle only as pain, we miss its value. But when we see it as preparation, our perspective shifts. We stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and begin asking, "What is this teaching me?" This shift does not erase the pain, but it gives it meaning. Preparation changes how we move forward. We become more grounded, more intentional, more aware of ourselves and others. One day, you will look back and understand that the moments you thought were breaking you were actually building you. That the delays were strengthening your patience. That the struggles were shaping your character. Life does not waste pain. It transforms it. And when the time comes for you to step into the next chapter of your journey, you will do so not just with readiness, but with depth. Because you were not being punished. You were being prepared. Pauses and detours are part of the journey, not signs of failure. There are moments in life when everything seems to slow down. Plans pause. Progress feels uncertain. Direction becomes unclear. In those moments, we often panic. We assume something has gone wrong. We label the pause as failure. We see the detour as a mistake. But life does not always move in straight lines. Pauses and detours are not interruptions to the journey. They are part of it. Every journey needs moments of stillness. Just as the body needs rest, the soul needs pauses to breathe, reflect, and realign. Constant movement without reflection leads us forward, but not always in the right direction. A pause does not mean you are stuck. It means you are listening. Sometimes life slows us down because we are moving too fast to understand what we are becoming. Sometimes it redirects us because the path we were on no longer serves who we are growing into. Detours are not failures of planning. They are invitations to discover. Many of the most meaningful lessons are learned off the original path. Detours introduce us to new perspectives, new strengths, and new versions of ourselves we might never have met otherwise. If everything went according to plan, growth would be shallow. Pauses give us clarity. They allow emotions to settle. They allow wounds to heal. They allow intentions to be examined. In stillness, we begin to hear our inner voice again, the one that gets lost in constant striving. That voice reminds us of what truly matters, not what merely looks successful. We often rush pauses because they make us uncomfortable. They force us to sit with uncertainty. with unanswered questions with ourselves. But discomfort does not mean danger. It often means transformation. A seed pauses underground before it grows. Night pauses the world before morning arrives. Winter pauses the land before spring renews it. Nature understands timing. We are learning it. Detours teach humility. They remind us that control is limited and that flexibility is strength, not weakness. When we accept detours, we stop resisting life and start cooperating with it. Not every pause needs fixing. Not every delay needs explaining. Some moments simply need trusting. You are not failing because you slowed down. You are not lost because you changed direction. You are not weak because you needed time. Pauses are often where strength is restored. Detours are often where purpose becomes clearer. One day, you will realize that the path you thought was a setback gave you exactly what you needed: insight, resilience, patience, or courage. You will understand that the journey unfolded the way it did because it had to shape you fully. Movement without meaning leads to exhaustion. Pauses with intention lead to growth. Your journey does not require constant progress to be valid. It requires honesty, awareness, and trust. Trust that slowing down is sometimes the most forward-moving choice you can make. Because failure is not pausing. Failure is giving up on yourself. And as long as you are still listening, learning, and becoming, your journey is still moving forward. True success is becoming yourself, not keeping up with others. We are often taught to define success by external milestones, titles, timelines, approval. We learn to measure our worth by how closely our lives resemble what is celebrated around us. And in doing so, we slowly drift away from ourselves. But success was never meant to be borrowed. True success is not arriving where others are. It is arriving at yourself. When we chase definitions of success that are not ours, time becomes heavy. We push ourselves into roles that do not fit, dreams that do not fulfill, and expectations that do not reflect who we truly are. The result is achievement without alignment. Alignment matters more than applause. Becoming yourself requires courage. The courage to listen inward instead of outward. To trust your values even when they differ from what is popular or expected. It means allowing your journey to unfold honestly, without forcing it to match someone else's story. This kind of success is quieter. It is waking up at peace with your choices. It is honoring your boundaries. It is growing without abandoning your authenticity. Keeping up with others creates pressure. Becoming yourself creates peace. When we stop competing, we start understanding. We begin to recognize our strengths, not in comparison, but in clarity. We understand what fulfills us, what drains us, and what deserves our energy. True success includes integrity. It means you can look at your life and recognize yourself in it. That your values are reflected in your actions. That your growth feels honest, not performative. Some people will reach traditional milestones earlier. Some will take unconventional paths. Some will redefine success entirely. All are valid. Success that comes from imitation fades quickly. Success that comes from authenticity lasts. Becoming yourself also means allowing change. You are not required to remain loyal to an old version of yourself just because others are comfortable with it. Growth may lead you away from expectations you once accepted, and that is not failure. It is evolution. When you honor your own definition of success, time stops feeling like a deadline and starts feeling like a journey. You move forward without rushing, without comparing, without constantly questioning your worth. And when challenges arise, as they always do, you face them with resilience rooted in self-knowledge, not insecurity. One day, when you look back, you will not ask whether you matched someone else's pace. You will ask whether you were honest with yourself, whether you listened to your inner truth, whether you allowed yourself to become who you truly were meant to be. That is success. Not being ahead, not being admired, but being admired. Because in the end, The most meaningful journey is not the one that looks impressive from the outside. It is the one that feels true on the inside. And that journey, above all else, is only yours. Your journey does not need approval. It does not need comparison. It does not need to be understood by everyone. It only needs to be lived with honesty. The pace you walk, the pauses you take, and the detours you face are not signs of weakness. They are part of the story that is shaping you. Every step you take in your own time is valid. Stop measuring your life by borrowed timelines. Stop questioning your worth through someone else's success. Stop rushing a journey that is teaching you exactly what you need to learn. Because life is not asking you to arrive first. It is asking you to arrive true. One day, when you look back, may you not see how closely you followed others, but how faithfully you followed yourself. May you recognize the courage it took to keep going. Even when the path was unclear, your journey will never look like anyone else's. And that is not a disadvantage, that is your strength. So walk gently. Trust your timing. And remember, the most important destination was always becoming yourself.